Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Baranowski. I just wanted to give you some directions for your assignment today, Thursday, 11/19. So we've been spending some time in class talking about this question. How did the French people fight for change during the French Revolution? In other words, what methods did they use to try to change their government? And so far, we've talked about method number one, writing, like the newspaper that Marat wrote and the Declaration of the Rights of Man. Method number two was violence, which was used during the Reign of Terror by Maximilien Robespierre and the Committee of Public Safety. And today you're going to take a look at method number three, which is new leadership. In our case, we're looking at Napoleon Bonaparte, who is going to rise to power in France. All right, so you guys are going to go on to OneNote, to this section called the week of 11/16 to 11/20. And the page is called Thursday 11/19, and that's where you're going to find the Napoleon assignment for today. When you get your page open, it should look like this. You'll see that question again that we already talked about. How did the French people fight for change during the French Revolution? And our focus is method number three, new leadership. The picture there on your screen is of Napoleon Bonaparte. He is going to overthrow the French government in 1799 and rule France for a while. We're going to have you guys do an investigation today into Napoleon to try to answer this question. How did Napoleon help and hurt France? So the directions. 1. Read each fact about Napoleon that are shown there in the chart. 2. Then decide if the fact shows that Napoleon helped or hurt France and check the correct box. Number 3. Next, explain your thinking. How does the fact show that Napoleon helped or hurt France? I'm going to stop the directions there and do an example for you so you can see what we expect, okay? So I'm going to read this first fact here about Napoleon. It says, the Directory was a group of men in charge of France at this time. They had little control over the government and people disliked them. As a result, Napoleon overthrew the Directory in 1799 and took control of France. Once you read the fact, you want to move over to the next column, which says, does this fact show that Napoleon helped or hurt France? So ask yourself that question, and I'm thinking about what I read, and I'm like, I'm thinking that maybe this shows Napoleon helped France, so I'm going to check that box. And then the next column over says, explain your thinking. How does this show that Napoleon helped or hurt France? So I picked help because the government at the time, the Directory, wasn't very well liked. It wasn't really doing a good job. So Napoleon saw that this was a problem and did something about it, right? He overthrew the government. So I'm going to say for my answer, Napoleon thought the Directory was weak and wanted a better government for France. Okay, so notice I'm not looking for you to write multiple sentences here. This can be brief, just a few words to try to explain your thinking. Now, you could also argue, too, that maybe this hurt France, right? Is it a good thing that people overthrow their government? Maybe not. And maybe you're thinking that Napoleon shouldn't have gotten into the middle of that. That would be a fine thing, too. So you'll kind of find with each of these facts that you can argue both sides, okay? But you want to pick one and then explain your thinking. Once you have filled out the whole chart, you're going to do step number 4 under the directions, which says, when you finish, fill out the total box at the bottom of the chart by counting up how many helped and hurt you had in your chart. And then it says the one with the biggest number will be your claim. Okay, so if you look at the bottom of your chart there, you'll see a box that says total. You'll go back through your chart and count how many helps you checked and how many hurts you checked, and then write that down here. Whatever one you have the most for is going to be your claim in the next part of this assignment. All right, so that last step in the direction, if you go back up on your page there, says 5, complete the graded claim and evidence chart about Napoleon. All right, so you'll see down there, let me just go over the directions for this. So graded claim and evidence chart, did Napoleon help or hurt France? Directions, use the information we studied in class today to complete the outline below. So for claim, it's your answer to this question. Did Napoleon help or hurt France? So you want to pick a side, and in that box you'll say Napoleon helped France or Napoleon hurt France. For evidence number 1, you're going to give one piece of evidence from the chart above that supports your claim. So go back into the chart and find something that shows your claim. So if you picked helped, find something that shows Napoleon helped France and put that evidence in the box there. If you picked hurt, you're going to do the same thing. Then the next box, the last part, is the analysis of the evidence. So you want to explain, how does your evidence show that Napoleon helped or hurt France? So if you pick out that Napoleon helped France because he overthrew the Directory, you would then need to explain for the analysis part that he recognized the government was weak and that a change was needed, so he went in and overthrew the government, which shows that he was trying to help France. So you just want to kind of connect your evidence back to your claim there. And then that's it. The thing we're going to grade from this assignment is the evidence and claim chart there at the bottom. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on Remind or email, and we can answer them for you. We hope you have a good day, and we look forward to seeing you again in class soon. All right, bye-bye.